Alright, what's going on, guys? Pain and Smile here. Today I'm actually going to be doing a video on showing you guys about what I carry for EDC. I got a request in the comments of one of my videos to do an EDC video of what I personally carry, and that's what I'm going to do today. Let me actually tilt my phone up a little bit so you can see my face. There we go. So first off, I want to talk about knives. Now, I carry a few more knives than most people would think. Some people say you should only carry one knife, some people carry two. I carry a few on me just because, well, okay, we'll get into that here in a second. First of all, this is one of the, I like to carry a fixed blade on me. So the fixed blade that I'm carrying on me right now is the Moraniv Desert Warrior Clipper 840. I've been using this quite a bit. And it's really nice. I love the skinny grind. The grip feels really, really nice. It just falls into the sheath and it locks in place. Like, unless you... I'm putting some force in that, and that's not coming... It took a little bit of quite a bit of force for that to come out. And that's why I like the Moraniv. It just feels really nice. It's light. If it breaks or something, this one was $25. But Moras usually cost anywhere from $8 to $18 usually, so it's something I can just replace. This one was $25, so if this one breaks or anything, I can always just get another one. It's not a big deal. Two, my pocket knife. So I have two in my pocket right now. The first one I want to talk about is the Milwaukee 1505 Fastback, the 6-in-1. I really like this because it's a quick one-handed opening. It's a button lock. It's got the blade, the wire stripper. It's got a bit holder / screwdriver, bottle opener, lanyard hole. It's even got another cutout inside for another blade, which you can see I have another blade in them right now. And yeah, I carry this around every day with me for work. I work at a hardware store. And this cuts everything I need it to. Obviously, some days I still have a normal knife with me, a normal pocket knife, even though we're not supposed to. But I carry a normal knife with me as well, just for things that I need a bit of a longer blade for. But yeah, I really like the Milwaukee Fastback 1505. It does everything I need it to do. Every time I need a screwdriver, I usually keep a thing of bits with me as well. That's in my bag, and I'm not going to get it, but I keep like a little holder of bits with me in my bag as well. But on my person, I keep this, and it does everything I need it to do, and it's in my pocket every single day, even when I'm not at work. Second, this is a recent addition to my family of knives. It is the Boker Kalashnikov Wiener Warrior. This one's just because, well, funny. I mean, it's a fucking hot dog. I mean, why not? Yeah, I've actually used it quite a bit for boxes and shit at work. I usually use the Milwaukee for like lumber straps, like the really tight straps that you get from like bundles of lumber and stuff. This, I use it for boxes just because I can cut the tops of the boxes off, like the flaps, when we're stocking stuff, and I can just cut them off real quick. It's safe. There's no point on it. There is still an edge, but there's no point. The edge is fairly sharp, and I use this quite a lot. I just threw this in my pocket, usually just because it's funny, but I've actually been using it quite a bit. The action is great, and yeah, I've been carrying it mostly just because funny. It's a conversation starter, and it actually works for what I need it to. Now, on my person today, I'm also carrying my keys. Keys are something that people don't really think for EDC. It's anything you have on your keys. Like, for example, I have my Gerber dime multi-tool on my keys. I use this fairly often. My house key, obviously, my bike battery key for my e-bike. And just a whole lot of keychains. But yeah, I carry this with me every day, right here on my belt loop. Clip it there, and it sits right here all day. My wallet. I have a Ridge wallet, actually. This is one that my best friend got for me as a gift. I carry this with me every day. This is technically a money clip on the back. I don't use it for a money clip. I use it for a pocket clip. So I just strap it to my back pocket, put it inside, and let it sit there. That way I can know if anyone tries to pickpocket me, I'll feel it. Your wallet is something that no one really thinks for EDC. When people think EDC, they're thinking of a survival kit, pretty much. But they're not thinking of, they're thinking of survival kit like outdoor stuff. Like a fire starter, a lighter, a knife, you know, shit like that. But no one thinks urban survival is a thing. I heavily believe in urban survival. Like stuff you need to survive in the suburbs or the city or just a populated area where you would need those certain things. Like for example, your phone, like what I'm recording on. Your phone is an EDC item that no one really thinks about and no one talks about. When people think of a survival item or an EDC item, they're thinking of something that you can get yourself out of a situation with, like a knife or some rope or something like that. But no one thinks of urban survival stuff like your wallet, your keys, your phone, stuff like that. Next up with the knives, before I got off track, I like to keep a couple balisongs on me. What I've been doing is carrying two, one mostly for actual knife duty because I don't really use the 1505 just for normal stuff, for me anyway. I do it if someone asks for a knife and you're like, hey, you got a knife? Be like, oh yeah, sure, here you go. Because this is not something they're going to be afraid of. This is something you'd be like, oh, it's a box opener. Okay, I'm not really afraid of that. These, if I handed someone a balisong, you know, they'd be like, oh shit, that's not really trying to use that, you know? Even though here where I live, it's not really illegal, and they're legal to own and carry any length here in the state of Texas. No one really, I wouldn't say anyone dislikes them or is afraid of them, but it's like one of those knives where you just really won't want to hand it to someone because they might hurt themselves. But for me personally, I'm carrying the Orion version 1.5. This runs for about $85, $90. And I think for the price you're paying, it's not bad because it came with a razor sharp edge. And even though it's only a 440C steel blade, it's held an edge very well. I've dropped it quite a bit from flipping it, and it's held its edge fairly well. It's got a few chips here and there just from use, and I need to buff those out on a ceramic rod when I get done with this video. But yeah, it flips really well. It cuts very well. This is what I use for normal knife duties, most likely. When I'm here at home, I'm usually just flipping it just for fun. But when I'm actually out and about, this is the knife that I usually use for cutting stuff and actually knife duties. Fixed blades I usually keep on my person, one for like heavier duties, like an actual heavy use situation with anything like wood, or just a heavy use situation where shit hits the fan, or for self-defense. Yes, I know carrying a knife for self-defense, cringe lord, whatever. But you would not believe how much a knife would help you in a self-defense situation. Now, of course, people will be like, why don't you just carry a smaller pocket knife to defend yourself? Because that way you can use it and use it to defend yourself. Well, one, no one's just going to let you grab in your pocket and open it. No. If there's a situation shit hits the fan, or like where someone's trying to attack me, it's just right here. Even though this is an actual useful knife, mostly meant for what's it called, like bushcraft and shit, this can also be used to defend yourself very well. Just because it's a knife doesn't automatically make it a weapon, but it can be if needed to be. Same thing with balisongs. Just because people automatically assume it's a weapon just because of how it opens doesn't make it a weapon. This still performs knife tasks very, very well. And I've been carrying this in my pocket for knife tasks pretty much every day. I've been carrying it to work. Before I got the Wiener Warrior, I've been carrying it to work for that. And yeah, it flips really well and it works for knife tasks perfectly. Now, the second balisong I'm going to carry on me, this was my beater flipper. This is the Henninger Designs Telesto V2. This is a $1,000 balisong. Yes, I know, that's a lot of money. But yeah, it's very, very durable. It's got a S34, oh no, S4 English S45 VN steel blade, heat treated. It's got 6 AL4V titanium milled handles, titanium hardware, and it's a channel design, which means it's very, very strong and carries momentum very well. I've dropped this a lot, as you can tell by like all the wear on the ends of the handles, all the scratches, if you can see it at all. My camera's a bit shit, but you get the idea. Even on the blade, there's some chipping on. It's very minor chips. I can get that out with a sanding belt and resharpening it. But I have not tipped it, meaning I haven't chipped the tip off it yet from flipping. It's still very pointy, but the edge is dull just from me flipping it and dropping it. The play is still basically when I got it. It's got no handle tap, and this is my EDC flipper. This is the one that I flip in public or just on a daily basis when I actually want to flip when I'm out. I take this with me everywhere, and it flips amazingly. I really don't use this for knife things at all, just because the edge is dull. This is strictly for flipping, so I keep it in its own little pouch. I keep it in the pouch that my replicant trainer came in. It fits in there perfectly, and I just slide this into my pocket, just like this, whenever I carry it, and when I need it out, I just open it, grab it, put this back in my pocket, and I'm good to flip. I carry this with me every day for flipping, and it's, for me personally, I know people dislike when people carry multiple knives, but I carry multiple knives for different purposes. Obviously, if I didn't have the Wiener Warrior, I would only carry 3 knives: the fixed blade, my Milwaukee, no, four knives basically, my fixed blade, Milwaukee, and my balisongs just for use and flipping. But now that I have the Wiener Warrior, that's just in there for pocket jewelry. It's just fun. But yeah, no one really ever sees my 2 balisongs. They're just in my pocket. They're not on my belts or anything. They're just sitting in my pocket, and people only see them when I actually go to flip them or when I actually go to use the Orion. But yeah, that's what I'm carrying today. Now I want to get into my rotation of things. My balisong rotation doesn't change very much. The only other balisongs in my collection that I rotate in between is probably these 2. The custom Kitsune rehandle replicant and the Bally's wing false edge. These are the only 2 guys I would actually rotate between, but it doesn't change that often. For fixed blades, I really rotate between 4. The Moriniv, this Swiss Tech Stahlern. I got this from Walmart for like $40. It's got an AUS 8 steel blade, and it feels good in the hands. It's got micarta handles. It's full tang. And the sheath it comes in, it's one of those where it rotates, so you can put it any direction you want within 180 degrees. I put this little charm on it just because I thought it was cool. It comes with a little ferro rod that can slide in the handle. It works really well. I've tested it, and yeah, it fits in the handle very snugly. This feels really good in the hand. I don't carry this that often, but it's definitely still in the rotation of my fixed blades. Next, the next rotational fixed blade I carry is the Gerber Convoy. I really like this knife. I've only seen one review of it on YouTube, and it was kind of a bad review. But for what you're getting with this, I feel like it's worth the $50. It's got a 440A steel blade, I believe. It's full tang. It's got, I believe this is G10 handle scales. It feels very good in the hand. It's very slim. The sheath is also very slim. It fits in there nice and perfect. It had a Velcro strap that you can put around right here through the sheath. I took that off just because it was fucking annoying. but it still fits in there very snugly. That is not coming out. You still have to put some force behind it when you open it. And it's such a sexy blade profile. I love that. I've used it quite a bit just for normal knife things like opening packages. I've gone hiking on the trail around my apartments, and I've stripped a couple sticks just for fun. It does that very well. It fits on the belt pretty well. It's very thin. It doesn't get in the way of anything. It feels very nice in the hand, in my opinion, especially when you have it in this grip. It feels really, really nice and really solid. And I really enjoy it. I really enjoy this knife, and it's great for EDC and what I need it to do. Next, the last fixed blade I carry in rotation is the Buck. It's my Buck 119 special. I've had this longer than the Convoy. I've used it quite a bit, as you can tell. And it's still razor sharp. I've never sharpened it once. The tip is, I've tipped it a bit because it dropped, but the edge is still razor sharp. I've had it for about 8 or 9 months. I've never had to sharpen it. The Boss heat treatment that Buck does is amazing. Now, the sheath isn't the leather one. It's one of the nylon ones, but it still works perfectly fine. It feels great in the hand. And even though it's a little bit of a bigger knife, it's still one that's easily recognizable and one that people still use. Oh, that's just a knife that he carries, you know, for normal tasks. It's not too big, but it's not too small to where it won't do anything for a self-defense purpose either. And it's really nice. It's gotten a lot of love over the past 9 months, and it's really nice, and I really like it. And also for the sheath, it has not begun to rip either. Even though it's nylon, it has not begun to rip. It's still perfect. It still sits flush on my side. When I need it, I can take it out and use it. Next, I want to talk about my pocket knife rotation. Obviously, the new rotation is the Wiener Warrior and the Milwaukee 1505. But the other ones I usually carry in rotation is the Gerber Ayako. It's a front flipper folder frame lock. As you can see, it's gotten a lot of use as well. It's just, I don't carry it much anymore just because the pocket clip is a little loose since I got it caught on something, and it kind of slides up and out of my pocket sometimes. And I can't unscrew the pocket clip screws to tighten the blade because it's got a little bit of wiggle. I can't take the pocket clip off to tighten or to bend this back into place either. They're just a little too tight. And every bit, even though I have like really good Weehaw Torx bits, but even still, they still bend and twist when I try and take these out, so I just don't bother with it. So I only carry this once in a while. But it's still very nice. It still opens perfectly nice. It's still sharp, and I really like it. It's not the most comfortable in the hand, but it very much well does the job. Next, I carry this Work Pro 2-in-1, which this has gotten a lot of use. It's missing a screw on one of these. Well, it was. I guess I replaced it. But it's got a liner. It's got 2 liner lock knives. It's got the box opener, which I have the recurve blade in it, and it's got a normal pocket knife. And you can open these at the same time, and they both lock open, but obviously you can't use them at the same time. But yeah, I've used both of these knives. I used this for work when I worked at a retail store in the stockroom quite a bit. These do have a bit. I got this for $13 on Amazon, so it's got quite a bit of blade play. You really can't tighten the pivot anymore, but it's got a little bit of up and down, side to side wiggle, but that's not going anywhere. Same thing for the box opener. It's not going anywhere. It's still snug. It fits snug in the pocket. It's got a really good pocket clip on it. And yeah, I've used and abused this for a little bit. And yeah, it worked for what I needed to do. I don't have it in rotation much anymore, but when I did carry it almost every day for work, it worked astronomically well. Next, this was the first knife I ever owned. This was a gift from my mom and dad when I was, I think, 12. This is an Ozark trail knife. It's one of the older models. where it has like the green wood handle scale. I still carry this knife just because it's, even though I've had it for 12 years and I've abused the fuck out of it, it's still strong as fuck. The lockout is at 100%, but there's no side-to-side wiggle unless it gets super loose. There's no up and down wiggle at all. Like, this thing is fucking solid. Like, this is the pocket knife that I would trust with my life to get me out of a situation if I needed it. It flips open very well. It's very smooth, even though it's on nylon washers. It flips open very smooth. Very fast. It's very comfortable in the hand, and it just feels really, really, really nice. And I still carry it to this day, sometimes with the pocket clip, sometimes without it. I just slide it in. But I still carry it every now and then, and it's really nice. And every time I use it, I've never had to sharpen it. Well, I've had to sharpen it since it's 440, but I've never had to do any big maintenance to it. I've never had to take it apart. It's always worked perfectly fine. And yeah, I love this thing, and I'm still going to continue to carry it. The last pocket knife on my list of rotation is this Buck 464. Now, this is one of Buck's Chinese-made knives. It's one of the ones that come in like the little collectible tin. It came with the 464 and this 379 Solo, but instead of the brown wood, it's the black wood. I carry the 379 sometimes, but not a lot, so I don't include it in this. But I carry this from time to time. The lockout is about 50%. This thing is strong. The edge is still razor sharp. I haven't had to sharpen it. The pocket clip is a semi-deep carry clip, so you can still see the top or the butt of the handle when it's in your pocket, but it's still very deep. Now, I will say it's a little bit uncomfortable to try and open it one-handed because of where the thumb stud is, but when it's open, it feels very comfortable in the hand, especially when you have it like this. When you're carrying it, when you're holding it like this and doing whatever you need to do, it feels really, really nice in the hand. The lockup is strong. The liner lock is very strong, and you got to push it all the way back to close it. It feels really nice, and I love it. I love this thing. I carry it when I'm mostly wearing all black. When I'm wearing like all black, I'll like for a date night, or just when I want to wear black that day, I usually put this in my pocket just because it matches and it's more elegant. And yeah, I really like it. I haven't had to do any maintenance on it aside from a general strop. But yeah, and those are my knives that I carry with me every day. Now, another thing I carry with me every day, where did I put it? Oh, right here. I keep this on my bag. It's a little paracord bracelet, like survival bracelet. It's got paracord. It's got a compass that doesn't work for shit. It's got fire starter built into it, and it's got a little whistle. It's got a whistle. It works really well. I don't wear it just because it was too big for me, but I keep it locked onto like the carrying handle of my backpack. I just keep it strapped on that because I carry my bag with me every day. It's got my work stuff in it. It's just got general like a med kit and stuff inside, and it's just, I keep this locked on my bag, and it's really handy sometimes, especially when I need to start a fire or just start a quick fire like when I'm camping or something. And it's really nice, and I really enjoy it. The next thing I keep with me is a Zippo lighter. Obviously, it's this one doesn't have any fuel in it. This is a brand new one. I got this because I wanted to get the Zippo bit holder to replace the plastic one I have in here. It'll keep some bits in here, but I haven't ordered it yet. I want to. But yeah, I plan on taking the normal Zippo insert out of here and putting the bit holder in it because I don't smoke weed or cigarettes. I don't really need a lighter. So I like the Zippo bit holders because it gives me an excuse to carry this without carrying a bigger, bulkier bit holder. Because I only need to carry 5 every now and then. Just a standard Phillips flathead and maybe some Torx bits for my knives. Other than that, I don't need to carry a lighter, so I'm getting the bit holder soon. And yeah, The other thing I carry is my asthma inhaler. Now this is an EDC item for me specifically because I have asthma. I believe it's one of the two, chronic or mild. I have it all the time, basically. I don't carry my daily one that I'm supposed to do every morning. I don't carry this with me because I only need to do it when I leave the house or every morning when I wake up. But when I leave the house every day, I always have this with me because this is my, oh shit, I can't breathe in this very moment. I need to breathe right now kind of thing. I carry this with me and it works. It's albuterol. I actually need to get a refill of this. It's only got like 20 left, but yeah. I carry this with me. This is a very, very nice EDC I have on my person with me. For me specifically, for my problems. This is another thing I'm talking about when it comes to urban survival. This is something that I would need to keep with me every day in case I can't breathe. Especially with the line of work I do in the hardware store, because I work in the lumber section with all the concrete and the wood and everything like that. A lot of times I need this, and I keep this on my person in my pocket. So this is something that I do carry with me. The last thing I carry is actually over here on my person. It's a utility knife holder, or utility knife blade holder. Right in here I've got some of the hook blades, not the recurve, but the hook blades. I've got some normal, you see the hook blades there in the back. I've got normal blades in there too. And I use these to switch out on the Milwaukee when I need it. Nothing much to say about that, but I do keep it with me just in case. And I think that's about it, actually. Don't know what else I normally carry. I carry my headphones with me every day. I think that's about it. I don't think I carry anything else. Maybe my speaker, I clip it to my belt loop and just listen to music when my headphones are dead, or I'm out for a walk or something. But other than that, oh, actually, one more thing. I carry a mechanical pencil with me. I know I need to get myself a good pen. I'm actually looking at getting myself a Balio, just so I can flip something in public, like if I'm in like a building or something, and they don't want me to flip a trainer or a live knife or something, I can just flip the Balio because it's a pen. But yeah, I carry a mechanical pencil with me right now, just in case I need to write anything. But other than that, I don't really carry anything else. Everything else is usually left here because I don't necessarily need it. Yeah, I think that'll be the end of the video. That's all I carry for EDC. And yeah, if you'd like to see more of these videos, definitely let me know down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.